Hello, fellow teachers, homeschool moms, or even homeschool dads. I'm the one that shares again with 2Q Classrooms, and today we're going to talk about how we can increase our rigor with questioning. I have another video on that. Be sure you go check it out. This is a part of a series. So let's go ahead and get started. When you're talking about increasing the rigor, that's a trigger word that we've heard all the time. So one of the things you can do with questioning is make sure that you're asking questions that are going to increase your students' ability to critical think. So what are those questions? One, make sure that they're open-ended questions. You don't want to give them a question that just requires a simple yes or no answer or something that doesn't take time for them to think about. Give them a question that's going to make them think. They have to be forced to think about the answer to the question and what they're going to say. Next, you want to make sure that this question is thought-provoking. Make sure it's something that's going to stop and make them think very hard about what they're saying. Again, also make sure, this is number 3, that the question you ask them is connected to something that you've read or something you've gone over in class. It should activate prior knowledge. They should be able to use background knowledge to answer this question. Then they need to take that knowledge and build upon that. And the fourth part of that question should be something that requires them to justify their answer. They shouldn't be able to just give you an answer and hey, you roll with it. It should be something that forces them to justify what they said. They can't just say, oh, the sky is blue. Why is the sky blue? And they can't just say the sky is blue because the Lord made it today. They have to be able to take what they know from science class and add upon that. So make sure when you're asking questions, you're asking them things that's going to make them think deeply and justify what they're saying. And the fifth thing about your question is make sure you ask them something that may require them to do a little research. They may have to do some work outside of school. They may not be able to answer that question that very day. So when you're doing your questioning, if you're going to raise the rigor in your classroom, then you're going to have to change the way in which you ask your students questions. You're going to have to ask them questions that are going to make them think, that are going to be open-ended, that require higher level thinking, higher order thinking, and that require them to do some research and require them to do some justification. Again, this was one of the shares with 2Q Classrooms with how to raise the rigor in your classroom through questioning.